gentlemen, welcome to the Kingdom of Kodiak. I'm Kodiak. With me today, Lady Squire, Kierra, Tinywhacks, Alt. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you
Fantastic. I knew this was going to happen. I knew we were going to
Okay.
start just looking at each other. It was going to be like, all right, funny
All
time.
right.
All right, Kierra.
Yes.
Kierra,
It has begun.
It's already started. We'll get into why that's a problem here shortly. Kierra, let's not waste any more time. Let's get to the bare necessities. How long have you been playing Amp
Oh shoot. That's a hefty question. So I started I started in 2013. So I think that would be 8 years.
Okay.
Math?
Yep.
Yeah.
13 plus 8 is 21. So yeah. All right. Cool. And can you tell us about your persona? You have a couple of questions here. Specifically, Crib would like to know about Kira's backstory, and Stillhat would like to know how you picked your name.
Right. Ooh. Spicy questions here. So my persona, I mean, my persona has kind of changed a whole lot over the years. Like, I think at the moment, not that I like get super into it though, because I'm kind of like, my character is a forest dragon, and forest dragons are good at the whole like, I can change my appearance and stuff. So that's how I like can do all the different things and play monsters and stuff. So that's kind of the basic gist. I picked my name. Honestly, my first name, Kierra, just kind of came to me one day. I was like, shoot, I kind of want this name to feel like a real name because I don't like my actual name all that much. So yeah, I got a bunch of other surnames, huh? Tinywhacks was kind of something that happened after the first Lucha. Because I was teaching with Kierra, and I was like, well, people already kind of confuse us a whole lot, and her last name is Everwax, and so I was like, well, hey, is it okay if I take this? She was like, yeah, that's fine. So I was like, sick.
Way to troll the community. Jeez.
Yeah. Ald, I think, is super nerdy. If I remember correctly, it means tree in Elvish, so that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. I'm still stuck on the fact that you leaned into the trolling of the community, getting you mistaken with someone. Just like, yeah, let me also get a last name that's kind of close.
Yeah, we got little belt favors made too, so
Yeah.
so that
Nice.
people could tell us apart. Yeah, that's pretty great.
Okay. What award or achievement would you say that you're most proud of receiving?
Ooh, shoot. See, this is difficult because like awards to me tend to almost always be a surprise because I'm kind of terrible at thinking of myself as like something that's like award worthy. So I would probably say my Paragon Reeve, because it was super out of the blue for me. I did not expect to receive anything like that feast. It was just another feast for me. And then they called me up and I was like, lol, this is funny. They're going to give me like a griffin or something. And then he was like, yeah, here's this. I was like, oh shoot. Wow.
Well, we're going to get into your Paragon a little later.
Yeah, you're good. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm running the show. Anyways, Morgan would like to know, what's your favorite battle game and why?
My favorite battle game, like to play in or to run, because like those are two very different questions.
Let's get both answers then.
Okay. I would say to run would definitely be the Saltbox battle game, which has become super popular at our park, where it was popular back in the day. I don't know. It wasn't that long ago, but before the pandemic, I was running a whole lot of them, and I had it down to a science. So that's cool. I do not like playing in them. They are not fun to play in. That's kind of why they call them the salt box. So yeah, that's cool. To play in, honestly, I really just like good old capture the flag. It's really like simple. It's as simple as you want it to be, but then it can also be like as teamwork based as you want it to be as well. So
for sure. Cool.
Yeah.
I think I know the answer to this, and I'm hoping it's the right answer because then we'll have something to bond over. But what's your favorite class?
Druid.
Oh yeah, it is.
Hell yeah. I know I've been playing like nothing but monk recently. That's really just because I am too lazy to dig out any of my spell lists to try to relearn how to play that. So maybe one day.
Yeah,
maybe one day.
I leveled Druid and was like, okay, now it's gonna start. I have a reason to start playing different classes, but I'm so fun. I get to do all these things that no one else can do. Oh, it's so good. Yeah,
Best
Druid
class.
is the right answer. Yeah. Devrick would like to know, what is your favorite weapon set?
Ooh. That kind of depends as well. It's kind of a complicated question. Like, are you talking about like in ditching in battle games or like in tournaments?
Well, so if there's not an overarching one, if there's not one that you would just say immediately, like the correct answer, which would be Florentine.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Get that out of here.
Sure, let's break that down too. What's your favorite tournament one? What's your favorite battle game one? What's your favorite ditch one?
I would say, okay, I'm best at sword and board, so that makes me want to say sword and board. But then I think the one that I have the most fun with is my down spear, just because like making people make that noise when you stab them in the spot is just, it's beautiful. There's nothing better in this world. But I only tend to take that into ditches and stuff because I can only get that stab when they're not paying attention to me. So if it's a tournament fight, I'm kind of fucked. So yeah, for sure. Those two are my favorites though.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, those are the bare necessities. Sorry, Sin. And since I didn't say that at the beginning, sorry, Sin. Let's get to the 3 questions KOK viewers have been asking since episode 1, with some modifications, of course. Sir Glenolf was wanted a toaster. Sir Elcard should have a toaster for him. But there's a question of a soda maker. How do you feel about getting Sir Glenolf a soda maker?
Fuck yeah, dude. Get that man a fucking soda maker. I guess. I don't know. All right.
Yeah, welcome to Kingdom of Kodiak.
Okay, all right.
Still would like to know, what's your thoughts on bears?
I think bears are pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Eliza Joy would like to know, who or what is your favorite bear?
I like polar bears. Polar bears are real cute.
Oh, that's a straight out point for Morgan.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Morgan, you have a point.
Rest in peace.
And then the queen, Stillhat would also like to know, why is Stillhat your favorite bear?
Dude. She's right. I don't know. She just is, bro. I mean,
she just is.
You can't compete with Stillhead, okay?
Okay,
she's the best bear. Yeah.
Okay, so Morgan, you get a point. Technically, Stillhead, you also get a point. Kodiak has no points this week. Go figure. All right.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Kierra, what is your thoughts on Dragonspine getting a mobile pool and/or jacuzzi?
Yes.
Okay. And how would you fund it?
I mean, doesn't the kingdom have like a fuck ton of money?
The kingdom does not have a fuck ton of money. The kingdom has like $200.
Oof. Well, that just goes to show how much I know about financing. Absolutely fuck all.
So there had been suggestions of doing like a calendar. Redbeard suggested a very provocative Men of Amtgard calendar. The kingdom can't finance it on its own. So we'd have to do a fundraiser of some variety.
All right.
I'm glad we had that conversation. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're doing
it's spicy. So those are the 3 questions KOK viewers have been asking since episode 1, and this is episode 69. So it's been asked quite a bit. We have at the beginning of your questions, Kierra, I have to gush a little bit about you. So when I posted to have you on, why are you brilliant and hilarious? Why are you so awesome twice? And why are you so dang cool once?
I don't know, man.
I don't know what it is.
I'm real popular, apparently.
You're so popular. You're so popular. You're the most
One
popular.
of the cool kids now.
Yes, you've ascended.
I've ascended. Hell yeah.
All right, so let's actually get to your questions. We start with this one now pretty regularly. Kierra, what is your weirdest flex?
Like an amped guard or just like
amp guard in general?
I don't really like to talk about myself, honestly. This is probably the wrong place to be.
Yeah, I mean, we're 12 minutes in. You talking about yourself is kind of important now.
Oh shit. I don't know, honestly. Oh, there's like this really weird picture of me that people like to use for like women's fighting. And it looks like I'm breaking my arm, so that's pretty cool.
Okay.
It's just kind of the angle of like the picture. I can find it, but I don't know where it's at.
Okay.
You can probably find it just by finding like any like women's like fighting picture. It's just there.
Sure. And if anyone can find it, just put it on the post for this so that everyone else can see it. That'd be fantastic.
Okay.
All right. Still, I would like to know, how happy are you being back at Amfgard?
Oh, it's so good to be back. I don't think I really realized like how bad my mental health got until I was like basically through it, you know what I mean? And things started getting better.
Yeah.
So Amtgard just like really helped it all. I like missed everyone so much, and
it's been a blast coming back. Like we started the kingdom back up, and really early on, you and I got to do some sparring, and that was a lot of fun up in PB. So yeah, huge fan of that.
Yeah.
So Stillhead then wants to know, what keeps you going in Amtgard?
See, that's a difficult question because it kind of changes year to year. I mean, if you've been doing this for like this long, like I've been doing it for so long, not so long, because I know some people have been in it for longer, but for me, it feels like a long time because I've been in this for like half of my child life and then like, well, not that long, but I don't know, it feels like a long time. Through my entire formative years, I've been a part of this thing, so it's kind of shifted. For a while it was fighting, for a while it was reaving, and then for a while it was battle games. It just kind of changes. At the moment, it's just seeing my friends. I don't really care what I'm doing. I'm trying to be more motivated about fighting and stuff, but really I missed everyone so much, so just being with them, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, you know. Yeah.
So that hits me right in the heart. Like, I'm in Las Cruces, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume I'm one of her friends.
Hell yeah, bud.
Yeah, take that. Still, again, would like to know. Still asked a lot of questions.
He went ham. I was impressed with that.
Yes.
Crazy.
Do you ANS, and what do you make?
No, I do not, if I can avoid it. I ANS so that I can qual for office. So
that's the answer that I love to hear.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wish I was better at it sometimes, but I just don't want to put in the work and effort to be better at it. You know what I mean? That's exhausting.
That's exhausting.
Yeah,
okay.
It is.
Yeah. Fair. Lightning would like to know, what is your favorite piece of garb that you own?
So you know that green tunic that I wear all the time?
Yeah.
That one is super... I love that one, and it's kind of like my go-to fighting tunic. I don't know if I can pick between that one and then my dojo tunic. I know I don't wear it as often, but it's really just because it's really, really warm. But friends made both of those for me, and like they both just hold so many memories, and I'm so proud to be a part of the dojo. So yeah,
Okay.
Both of those. I would have to pick between both of those. Yeah.
Man, have I even seen the dojo tunic?
Probably once or
Okay.
twice. It tends to be so warm because it's like linen and it's black, so it's very heavy.
Okay.
But it's so pretty. Like I'm gonna have to, if I wasn't like, I would go grab it, but I'm not prepared. Sorry.
I mean, you don't have to show me now. Just when you get a chance, be like, hey, Cody, by the way, this is the.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Cool. So that kind of answers Stillhead's carry-on question to that, which is what your favorite tunic is. You have two of them. Okay. Stillhead would also like to know the coolest garb you've ever seen. Of all the garb in your 8 years.
Oh, yeah. The first one that immediately comes to mind is this one tunic that M-Hog, Michael Hammer of God, wears pretty often. I actually was at the keep on the Borderlands where it was entered. It was made by Lady Armstrong. It's gorgeous. It's breathtaking. Like I got to see it in person. It's amazing. I can't even really describe it to you. I don't even remember. Like it had tigers and shit on it. It was great. Flowers, lovely, fantastic. Don't remember what the heck it looked like, but I just remember that it was amazing. So.
Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. We've had we've had Michael Hammer of God on here before.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
We'll have to reach out and ask him to post pictures. Apparently, this episode should be Kierra Tinywhacks posting pictures for everyone. Yeah, there we go.
I'll have to go find them. Yeah.
Shoot. So we didn't put one up for your post, and maybe you don't have one, but maybe this is a call to action as well. What's your personal heraldry?
I actually do have a personal heraldry. I just don't have an easily accessible picture of it. It's in one of my sketchbooks, which is buried in like a box from when I moved like 4 months ago.
Okay.
5 months ago. So I am not really sure where it's at, but it's got like a big, I drew it myself. I'm not very good at drawing, but it's a leaf. It's got a crack in it. So edgy. So cool. I don't really use it anywhere because I can't sew. And so, yeah.
Yep. So I was right. This is a call to action. Whoever's listening that does computer design for heraldries, or someone who can sew that can do a leaf with a crack in it, please reach out to Kodiak. Do not reach out to Kierra. We can get that taken care of. Don't worry,
people trying to give me stuff. Get out of here.
Well, you can't stop me. I'm bigger than you. Anyway.
Damn.
Still, I would like to know, what is a garb goal for you?
Like making garb? Because I don't have any.
So, I mean, let's say that you're going to the field in your most iconic look. What is that different from what you're currently rocking, and what is that piece that's making it different from what you're currently wearing out on the field?
I mean, I always want like more garb, if that makes sense. Like, I love having like a ton of different options. I really want a House Lioness tunic. I was gonna have one made, but that kind of like something happened there, and I still haven't harassed the guy that was supposed to. It was a prize that I was supposed to get for a tournament or something, and I was like, shoot, like the pandemic happened and I never reached out to him again, so I should probably do that at some point. Sure. I really want a House Lioness tunic. I really want like a ruby tunic, you know, like the show, like RWBY. Wouldn't that be amazing? Like,
yes,
that would be sick. So
that was so good. I'm rooting for that.
Yeah. I've got plans, but shh.
Okay. All right.
Secret.
All right.
We can't. It's between you.
It's just you and me and anyone that's watching this.
No. They don't need to know.
Guys, just close your eyes and cover your ears, apparently. So Kierra has reached out and essentially said your goal for garb is to have some.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I like Garb. Garb is great.
It is typically, when you offer someone to have whatever they want in Garb, they have like an item. They're like, oh, I don't have like a side hood or I don't have brand new gloves, and you're just like, can I just have more?
Well, so the issue with that is that people give me stuff all the time, so I kind of have a lot of everything already. And I'm not saying stop giving me stuff, because I love it when people give me stuff, but I'm just saying people, like, when I was really young, I didn't like have any means to like do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
People were just giving me things all the time, so I just have a ton of shit. Like, I have a ton of stuff that I really, really like, but it's like stuff that's like really specific. I don't have as much of that. So
okay. And also, Dame Annabelle has already said that if you send her a picture, she can do something about the sewing. So,
oh my gosh,
if you don't, I will, and then you're gonna have a leaf that looks like what I think it should look like.
Oh my god, I need to find it at some point.
Okay.
I don't know where it's at.
Well, you'll figure it out. Semantics would like to know. It's a carryover question from Kato. Back shields in V9.
No.
No, thank you.
Next question.
Thank you. Next question. Moving on. So I'd like to know, what are your thoughts on RP, or the RP side of the game?
I love RP, not for me, but for other people. I have super bad like stage fright, I guess. I don't know. I don't really like put myself out there in that way. It's kind of scary for me. RPing and like Dungeons and Dragons and like Amtgard has just never come super naturally to me. It's very hard for me to pretend I'm something I'm not. So, but I love watching other people do it because I think it's amazing. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I love like feeling immersed in their character, you know what I mean? So, or in their story or whatever the heck they're doing, you know what I mean? I think that's great. I love props for battle games. I think those are great. I think they can go a long way to like making a battle game feel more like what it's supposed to be, instead of a bunch of nerds with bats wearing pajamas. So I think it's great. I just personally don't do it.
Okay, well, it's gonna make this little carry-on question a little bit more intense, but first, shout out to Kriv, Master Kriv. Yeah, you're in the chat, so I know you're watching. Anyways, Kato would like to know, since you said you like RP but not for you, to flurb or not to flurb?
I mean, for me, no.
Okay.
The most I've ever done is like a little bit of like animal noises while I'm playing like a monster or something. I don't really like get too into it, but other people like, fuck yeah, bro, go for it. I will support the fuck out of you. Do the thing. Do it.
Okay. For me. I'm just waiting for you. No, next question. Okay, here we go.
Well, that was the back shields.
Yeah.
You don't need to talk about that.
Well, whatever. Still, I would like to know, what's your favorite park outside of your own?
Ooh. See, I've visited a lot of different parks. Sure. We've done a ton of traveling, and I don't just mean in Dragonspine. So that's kind of a hard question. I don't mean to be like, I don't want to be rude or anything, but honestly, my park is definitely kind of my favorite, which it should be. I would say my favorite park to visit is Dragonspine, like Las Cruces, to visit, but I definitely would not want that to be my home park, if that makes sense. I love all of you. I love all of you very deeply. Okay, you all hold a very special place in my heart, but my home park is my home park. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, bonus points to DSLC.
Hell yeah. Love DSLC.
So, looking at all the parks that you've been to, Kierra, Stillhead would also like to know, what park has the best trees?
No.
Yes.
You're gonna hate me because the answer's the same. It's DSLC, bro. Those trees are hella thick.
Oh God.
Okay, next.
Moving on. Here we go. Morgan was. Oh no, I'm sorry. Elijah Joy would like to know what's the best memory of your time in Dragonspine.
Oof, that's a zesty question. I don't know if I could really like place my finger on any one thing.
Okay.
There have been a lot of like real good. There's probably one time or another that I did well in a tournament or something that I didn't think I was going to do well in, but I can't really remember specifically any time. I have a bad memory sometimes, so
fair.
I apologize for that.
Could it possibly be a tournament where you ran over a brand new Kodiak and?
I am so sorry about that. It's funny because that tournament came to mind, and I was like,
"Yeah, right, yeah."
I don't think we need to talk about that.
No, we have a good laugh about it now. It just, yeah. No worries. Morgan would like to know what has been your favorite AmpGuard event?
Well, in the past, it has been GOTC. But I also really like Maze.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of different. My favorite large like inter-kingdom like big event is definitely GOTC, but I really like our local event as well because it's just all my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, whereas like at the local or at like the big events, it's kind of like different because you get to see people from like all over the place. But then you also get to see people from all over the place. If that makes sense.
Yeah. It can be exciting because you get to meet new people, but it also dilutes seeing your friends all at once.
Yeah, for sure. No, that was a much nicer way of saying that.
Well, I'm doing this a minute. Stick with me.
Doing great.
Kenshin would like to know, what does your perfect AmpGuard event look like?
Honestly, just kind of like, I like to have a good mix of like chilling and talking with people and like fighting and battle gaming and stuff. Because when there's too much of one or the other, I either break myself if there's too much fighting. And that's not fun. I've been dead at an event before, and that has not been a good time. Not good. And then I've had events where I just like sat around and did nothing the whole time, and that wasn't super fun either. So I gotta have like a good mix. Normally the evenings I don't fight or ditch at all because that's when people get drunk. So that's kind of my time to like go and visit with people. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Lightning would like to know, as something we've mentioned earlier, how did you become a Paragon Reeve?
See, this is a zesty question because I do not know. Like I said, the award was a complete surprise to me. Like I didn't think that it was really going to be happening. But I will say, looking back on it, I was reeving a lot. Tournament reeving, battle game reeving, like all of that. I was doing kind of the whole shebang. I knew the rules really, really well, like the back of my hand. Strange little niche interactions, I knew those too. Like, so just, and it wasn't even really like I'm working towards this award. It was more just kind of like I really want to be the best reeve that I can be. And so that's kind of what it became, I guess. I do think, it's, okay. I mean, so like a lot of people like, there's a difference between like Walker of the Middle and like Paragon Reeve, you know what I mean? A Paragon Reeve is like a really great Reeve. But you can be a really great Reeve and not be a good GMR. And so I feel personally like Walker of the Middle is more of a GMR type position. So or like more of a GMR like award, if that makes sense. But like not everyone agrees with me on that, and that's totally fine. That's just kind of why I was like, okay, well I guess this makes sense. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That was a lot of words to just kind of say I don't really know. Okay. Sorry.
No, there's a pretty iconic photo of you where you're like doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was yelling at people. They were being dumb.
And you're reaving, so it's just
I
like
was reaving.
as soon as the Paragon Reef thing came up, I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I thought of sending you that picture for the
for the
yeah.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff. Lightning would like to know, what is your experience in helping run tournaments? What are the high points for you and future advice you would give? And as the person who's running our mid-range tournament, I would love to hear all of this.
Oh, no problem. It's been quite a minute since I've run one, but basically what I remember is just keep things simple. You really don't need to overcomplicate things with like changing stuff constantly, and like make sure you have enough reeves, because if you don't have enough reeves, you're going to need to make some changes, and those changes are not going to be good for the fighters. Having fought in a bunch of different kinds of tournaments as well, for me there's a very specific formula. And it's just kind of like you get there and you just know, I guess, how many lines you need, and basically the big questions, how many lines you need, how many reeves do you have, how many pits should you have, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. If you have enough reeves, having a reeve per pit is just a great, like, for our standard type, like, running thing. Like, I really like the short Ironmans to seed brackets. I believe that's, like, a great way to run a tournament. I have participated in a Michael Hammer of God tournament where you basically, like, I don't remember what the heck they're called, but you do like the pools instead. So you get the same amount of fights no matter what your fighting level is. It's a very interesting way of running it, but I think it works much better on a smaller scale. Okay. I had statistics at one point for all of this, but those are the two, I think, ways to run a tournament, and that's kind of it. Anything else is kind of trash. I'm sorry.
So if I can reiterate, so we're talking, make sure you have enough reeves, make sure you know how many pits you should have. Is there a number that you would go off with that? Like, is it 10 people per pit, or?
So I kind of do 7 to 10 people per pit. I kind of tend to err on the side of more pits, because if you err on the side of less pits, you don't get enough of a spread for the wins. You'll have basically 1 or 2 people holding that pit for the entire time, and then so you'll have a really high one spot, and then everything else will be way too close together. And the way some people solve this is by having less pits because they don't have enough reeves, and then they add a couple of minutes to the bracket. But I think it just makes everyone really tired, and it makes the whole thing drag on more. So if they can handle it, add another pit. Just add another pit.
How much time would you give a pit?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. That's what I like to hear.
It's kind of the hard stop for me. The only time that I would ever add 2 minutes to one of the pits is probably sword and board, because sometimes the fights tend to drag a little bit. And even if you do have enough pits, people just aren't fighting as fast. So 2 minutes can make all the difference. It just adds a couple more wins to those like middle fighters. It's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use exactly what you just said for our mid range. So
we'll see if it works out.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Last question before we get to the second section of your questions, which is the second section is all about fighting. Okay. But Stillhead wants to know, what is your overall goal in Amtgard?
So this is awkward again, because like this has changed so many times over the years. Like for a while, my goal was Warlord. I guess it probably still is. I'm just not. While I was going towards Warlord and while I was working really hard for that, I was not a healthy person. Like I was kind of killing myself. So, and this is kind of difficult to talk about because I've never really like talked about it before, but it was just not a good time in my life, like at all. I was kind of forcing myself to do something that I know I wanted to do, but there was something stopping me from doing it, and I wasn't listening to myself. So I ended up hurting myself a whole bunch of times, just not taking care of my body. I wasn't I was just not good. It was not good. But my fighting was really good. Like I hope I can get back up to that point at some point without absolutely murdering myself, because I was sharp. But you know, when you sharpen a knife too much and it gets real brittle, that's kind of what happened to me. I burnt out really bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I want to do that to myself again, but I also really, really, really want to get better at fighting. So yeah. Also, as like a less heavy, like long-term goal, Walker of the Middle has been a goal for me from the very beginning. So I'm going to be looking to try to get that at some point.
Walk some middles. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to walk them middles.
Yeah. No, talking, this is going to come from a male-centric point of view, and I'm sorry about that. But talking to Sir Glenn a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about, like, you don't want to put, like, that pressure on any one person to be like, oh, you're going to be the hope for all all combat. That being said, though, you're a terror to fight. So, you know, do what you want. You're just continue to be a terror. That's fine.
Compliments are hard. Anyway.
Yeah, you can just punch me next time you see me. It's not a problem.
I might.
That's cool.
Just kidding.
All right. So starting the fighting questions now. Damon, I believe, wanted to know, what made you want to be a serious fighter?
See, I remember seeing this on the question list, and I was like, God, that's such a hard question. I don't know. Okay. There's something about fighting that makes me feel like nothing else has ever made me feel. I've done so many sports. I played basketball, soccer. I think I played softball at one point as well. I did gymnastics. I did rugby in college. None of them really felt right. But doing fighting and like doing like battle gaming and stuff, it just felt like it was something that I was kind of like meant to do, which feels stupid because I don't believe in that stuff. Which is fine. You can. Anyone else can. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. But like I personally don't. So that stuff kind of just like freaked me out a little bit. But it was like, well, I'm good at it. You know what I mean? Or like I have the potential to be better. You know what I mean? So like I'm not good at being bad at something and then working hard to become better. I want to have some sort of natural edge. And it felt like I had that. You know what I mean? Sometimes. In the beginning, at least. I don't know. I don't want to like talk myself up too much. I'm sorry. That sounded really like arrogant,
you should absolutely talk yourself. You don't. That's the okay. I'm on a box now, y'all.
No.
This is the problem there, friendo, is you don't talk yourself up. And then that's why the compliments are hard, because we're all like, no, you're amazing at everything you do. And we're really supportive of everything you do. And you're like, I don't know how to take a compliment because I don't know how to be positive.
Dang, bro, you murdered me.
Well, you know, it's my show. I can do what I want. Anyways. Sorry if that was too much. Lightning would like to know, since we're back on the field playing again, what have you noticed that's different about your fighting?
Well, in the beginning, I did not have any of the bad habits that I had, and it was kind of crazy. I was like, wow, this is like a clean slate, but I was also really bad. Like my first week back fighting, I was like, okay, so I'm catching blocks and stuff, but like footwork, not good. Where are my feet going? Where are they? What's happening here? But a lot of other stuff was still there. It was just I had to like keep fighting to kind of like unlock it, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So, but a lot of the bad habits ended up coming back the more that I fought. So,
okay.
Interesting, mixed bag there.
A little mixed bag.
Yeah.
I mean, you've essentially 18 months away from fighting. You know,
it might have even been longer than that because of college, I had kind of stopped going out to the park and fighter practices and stuff. So, yeah.
Sure. So Lightning would like to know, given what you're seeing, what do you want to change moving ahead, and what do you think are strengths that you want to keep? What are you really good at when it comes to fighting?
Lightning. I love you, but please. Well, going forward, something that I noticed about myself before is that I tried to take everything in all the time at once, just constantly. And that wasn't good because it kind of overwhelmed me and like I wasn't really learning. Sure. I was just kind of like cruising along and hoping for the best, honestly. And what was happening when I was getting better over the years was just my physical ability. It wasn't actually like any of like in my opinion, I don't know if this is correct or not, but this is how it felt because I was like I wasn't in good shape, but I was in better shape. I was dying, but I was in good shape because I was working out like five times a week. Which is like some people can do that. And I would have been able to if I like. Anyway, whatever. Moving on. Sure. Stuff that I think I like want to keep in my fighting style. I really like getting people to come to me and then just like smoking them. It's like the best feeling in the world. Like I really like it when I can get them to like overextend or like step into my shit so that I can just like block them out and then just like murder them. It's like the best. And if I was like more technical, it would be called counter-striking, but I'm not really to that point, if that makes sense, because counter-strikers are like a whole nother level, but like I want to get there at some point because that would be sick.
Awesome.
Yeah, for awesome.
Sure. Sir Glenn would like to know, what's the most important fighting class topic?
Oh, like not for yeah, right. Sorry. A fighting class made me think of like the classes in like battle games, and then I was confused. But these are fighting questions. Footwork. Footwork is so important. You can be super slow and like not have good reflexes. But if your feet are in the right spot, you already have an advantage over the other person. Like I'm gonna quote my knight here, but he always likes to say position before submission because it's like a jiu-jitsu thing, but it's still true in Amped Guard because if you're in the right spot, you already just have a leg up on your opponent. So pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll talk about your knight here shortly, for sure. But speaking of footwork, Stillhead would like to know, that's what we call a transitional statement. Stillhead would like to know, what's the best shoes for fighting?
I actually have a pair over there on my shoe rack. Let me go stroll here.
Okay, she's going first. This is becoming a trend on KOK, people walking away from the camera.
Listen here. Okay. Sorry. I use Merrell's. These are kind of flat because they've been in my shoe thing, but I use these and I've been using them for like 6 years. They have Vibram soles, so they're just like really nice. They're 0 rise to save your knees. Because I had a really bad habit for a while of putting my heel down before my toe.
Sure.
And I was like destroying my knee. But when I was wearing these, it was like super obvious when I did that, so I had to stop doing that. But these are great because 1, they have great traction. 2, they're 0 rise, and then 3, they have plenty of space for your toes, so they don't get like jammed at the end. Mm-hmm. So I think they're great shoes for fighting, but some would disagree with me on that.
I don't know about that. Like, I would ask, do you consider those shoes to be light?
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of where I go with, like, the first thing I want in a shoe for fighting is, does it make my feet feel heavier? Because if so, I don't want that. Yeah.
No.
Cool. Good shoes. All right. Stillhead wants to know 3 things. Tips just for 3. New. Well, she wants to know a lot of things, but specifically for this question, 3. All right. Tips for new fighters, tips for average fighters, and tips for getting over the bias that non-men aren't good at fighting.
Dude, I struggle with all of those still. I don't know if I'm the right person for those questions. Tips for new fighters, just kind of do your own thing until you're ready to kind of like new fighters that are looking to like get to the competitive level. I would probably just kind of say like focus on basics, which sounds stupid. I know everyone probably says that, but like people are going to try to teach you how to do wrap shots. They're going to try to teach you how to do like analytical stuff. Do not worry about any of that because none of that matters until you get to like 5th or 6th. Some would even say 8th Order of the Warrior. Like that stuff just does not matter until then. At that point, it's just physical ability. When you start to get into kind of like the upper tiers, that's kind of when that other stuff matters. Feinting, like footwork, combat computer things, that is all important. But if you can't like really handle it, I don't want to say like if you can't handle it because that's stupid, but like you got to get basics down first, or those other things are just not going to fall into place the way you want them to, and you're going to form some bad habits. You're going to hurt yourself, and it's ultimately going to get in the way of you like climbing the ladder. So those are my thoughts. On that first one, can you what was the middle one again? I'm sorry.
Average fighters.
Oh, that's kind of the same deal, honestly. Yep. It's kind of the
good.
same sort of thing. Because that my divide in my head is around like 7th or 8th Order of the Warrior. Everything below that is just kind of. Sorry, my cat is. Breaking the stigma, I guess, is. I struggle with that. I catch myself all the time being like zesty about like women's tournament stuff, just being like, oh well, it doesn't really like matter all that much or stuff like that. But that's really harmful to like the environment of like the tournament, the game, just everything in general. Like it does matter, and even if it doesn't matter to me, I can keep that to myself. That's a shitty thing to say. Like I don't know. I will always fight in non-men's tournaments because I believe that they are an important part of kind of like sharpening that knife and keeping it sharp. And just kind of like, for me, it's kind of like a way to measure how I am in like whatever tournament I'm fighting in. The goal for me is always to win those. And that's just kind of always how it's been. Whether I'm in a kingdom, an inter-kingdom level tournament, or just like my kingdom, that's just kind of where my bar is. So that sounds cocky. I'm sorry.
Nope. Doesn't sound cocky at all.
It's just, I don't know. It's it's a difficult subject. I'm not going to like crack it open here, but
sure.
Talking about non-men's fighting has always been a little bit exhausting for me because people constantly try to ask me these kinds of questions. Not saying that this is bad, because if I didn't want this on here, I would have asked you not to put it on there. But it's difficult for me to rehash this stuff like so many times, and like it's just every year we have this kind of conversation, you know what I mean? Should we separate non-men's and like men's fighting? Like, oh fuck, dude, I don't know. I don't know. It would be sad for me to not be able to fight my friends in tournament. All of the people I train with are men, except for one at the moment. Beatrix, I'm sorry. Emily, I love you. But in the past, you know, it's kind of been like most of the time there's only 1 or 2 other women that I'm training with that are women, and that's kind of it. Everyone else is a man, so.
Okay. Well, I
didn't really answer the question. I'm sorry, I got kind of sidetracked.
No, that's fine. The biasy though, again, if I have a response here, it's different because I'm, you know, I qualify for everything that is a man, for as far as tournaments go, but we're going to have the tournaments, and you're a badass, so you winning them is not cocky. That's just a point of fact. And one of your friends, Sir Sane, said this a long time ago in an ALU video. You can come at me, but, you know, anyways, we'll move past.
No, you're okay. I'm just kind of. It's hard for me to talk about. I'm just not. I don't know.
Okay, we'll move on.
We can still talk about it. It's gonna be hard for me to come up with answers. Is all I mean.
I mean, I have a bunch of questions to ask you, and
Great.
not necessarily in that vein. And if I want to bother you about the non-men tournament, I will just reach out to you when I see you next and be like, hey, yeah, I will because I've done it already.
You're good.
Lightning would like to know, what advice do you give to new players about how to not break themselves?
Stretch. Please stretch. I don't stretch. I need to stretch. No, but stretch. Also, just like listen to your body. Like it will tell you if it's like if you've ever worked out before. Just like there's that point where you can tell it's kind of like it's pain. It hurts, but it's like the good kind of hurt, if that makes sense. It's the kind that's like, oh yeah, like I'm getting stronger. Like I'm pushing myself here, but it's okay still. And then the I'm injured, please stop pain. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And for me, that kind of line has been very difficult to find sometimes. Like I said, I've mentioned that I've like hurt myself in the past. Just listen to your body. If you need to stop, it's better to stop early for fighter practice or a tournament or something one time than to permanently hurt yourself or be out for 6 months. You can miss a tournament.
Yeah.
Or half of a tournament, okay? Because it's better to miss half of a tournament than missing the next 4.
Sure.
Okay, so just do it. Just step out. If you need to step out, just step out. It's not worth it. Yeah.
Cool.
If I could take my own advice on that would be sick.
Well, we can all be checks for you. Be like, hey, Kierra, are you good? Because you're limping.
Oh no,
yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I wouldn't take that advice either. I ignore it all the time. So
I know.
I would suggest hydrate and pickle juice because you're gonna cramp. Yeah. So
do that too.
Lightning is also asking for a best of 10 the next time you guys are together.
Fuck yeah! I'm trying to get down for the Iron Mountains tournament. I haven't decided if I'm going to take time off for that, but I think I'm going to do it.
Sweet.
Show up.
Sweet.
Let me see. Let's get it. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
All right. Now we have a few questions that deviate from fighting unless you make them about fighting. So it's a carryover question from Shroud Star. If you could create a ladder award that Amtgard doesn't already have, what would it be and what would it be for?
I do remember seeing this one on the list too, and I was like, dang. That's a good question. I feel like a lot of times people tend to try to create extra awards for things that don't need to be a different award. I feel like a lot of things that we have in the game already fall into the categories that we already have. So like what we've been doing recently with giving dragons for flurbing and stuff, so that it can be a ladder award. We don't need to create a separate ladder award for flurbing if it already is classified as an art form, if that makes sense.
Yep.
It can be a dragon.
RP is dragon? RP is dragon?
RP is dragon. That's my opinion. I know that some people disagree with me on that, and that's totally fine. I just feel like we have enough awards already that things get forgotten about. We already have awards for flurbing that aren't ladder awards. So being able to give them ladder awards that are actually like go towards a knighthood is important, and that's why I think dragon for flurbing makes sense. But that's just my opinion.
No, it's not just if anyone that says it RP is not a dragon, you're wrong.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that, but
I did.
anyways, I think honestly, if there was any one that I would think about awarding, there was one. I think it actually was in the Iron Mountains for a while. I don't remember if it actually came over here at any point, but we had an award for battle gaming at some point, or for battle tactics. I can't remember what the fuck it was called. I think it was actually called the Tactician.
Oh, okay.
But it was meant to be just kind of like a battle gaming award. It wasn't a ladder. It wasn't anything like that. I don't think it was a path to any sort of knighthood, but we're talking about like the battle gaming like knighthood. I still have no idea how I feel about that, so probably don't ask me about that.
It's not on the list.
I have no freaking clue. But honestly, if I were to add an award, it would be that one, because I think it's a good idea. But everything else, I think, falls into kind of a category. Leave it alone.
Okay. All right. So we're not creating something new here. Now we're taking something that already exists in Amtgard. If you could change one rule, what would it be and why?
Oh, like battle gaming, or like
battle gaming, fighting, back shields for V9. Like, if a rule that is already in place that you want changed.
Something that a lot of people probably know about me is that I really like rules. And so I like them the way they are. Leave them alone. For the V9 changes and stuff that are going to be happening, that's going to be a difficult time for me. Like, probably don't talk to me for a couple of weeks. I'm going to need some time to
Okay.
I'm just kidding. No, but really. There's probably some stuff in there that can need improvement, and that's why V9 is coming out. But I like them just the way they are. I think V8 is a great version. So
awesome. I guess this would be a perfect point to ask the question. I didn't have it for you, but Paladin, anti-Paladin being opened up.
Since I'm not a knight, I don't really feel like I can have an opinion on that.
Well,
that's kind of been my opinion.
Kodiak, and I'm giving you that opportunity to have an opinion.
Fair. I don't know. I just am not. I don't feel like my opinion really matters all that much on that. Okay. I don't personally care about Paladin and anti-Paladin. You know what I mean? I've never wanted to play one or the other. They're kind of mediocre classes. They're good in certain situations, or if you need to counter someone else, they can be good, but it's kind of they're kind of just fine classes. I think if we were to change something about it, it would be that they could have sashes. That would be great. Because I'm really tired of getting hitting someone with something and then being like, oh, I'm pro this. I'm like, you're a peasant. And they're like, I'm an anti-Paladin. Anyway, it's fine. I'm not mad about it. It's just kind of get a pink sash, please. I'm so tired.
Sure. Well, so the discussions with it so far would make sense that the classes were never meant to be hard counters for any other classes because they were restricted. But if they're opened up, obviously they have to be modified because they have to be counterable and hard counters to something else. Yeah. Because that's what every one of our classes are.
If they gave them their own mechanics and stuff, that could actually be an interesting change for the game. But as it stands, who kind of cares? Unless you really just want to be a paladin, just be a warrior. Whatever. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, I love it. It makes perfect sense. Okay. So we have 3 more questions before we get to the most difficult of questions. Those are the funny questions. Stillhat wants to know your top 5 up-and-comers.
This is so hard. I saw this on the list too, and I was like, fuck, dude. I haven't really been fighting that many people lately. You know what I mean? I've been fighting people in at my park level, and then the only other park that I've been to was Dragonspine, Las Cruces. So I don't know. Honestly though, if I had to say, and I'm not just saying this because you're here, you have gotten so much better. Oh, I went to fight you and I was like, oh yeah, this is great. And I was like, shit, am I fighting Sane right now? Charles? Is that you? Wow. Hello? Granted, I hadn't fought in a minute, so I was kind of maybe it's just that. But then I fought you again at the other tournament or whatever, and I was like, my feelings. So you've gotten so much better. I'm really excited to fight more with Beatrix, with Emily. She's great. Can't wait to we're gonna build her up, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to, but she's great. I love her. Who else? I mean, the people that I fight with most often, are we talking up and comers, trying pushing the bar type? Because
see, so here's the thing. You went immediately to fighting, which I mean but 5 up and comers can be in any
That's hilarious. Yeah. It's kind of the only place that I recognize, like, battle gaming is kind of something that I feel like to be good at, anyone can be good at battle gaming. You know what I mean? I think it takes a special kind of person, a certain kind of person to be good at fighting, if that makes sense. And it's not about athletic ability. I think it's entirely about the mental stuff. So, I would say definitely, Brian Unknown is definitely like pushing that envelope. He's going to be traveling and showing up to a bunch of these tournaments here soon, and he's going to kick some ass, and it's going to be fucking great. I know I'm biased because he's my Squire bro, but gotta represent for the belt line, okay? I can't pick two more. Like, I don't know. I haven't been fighting that many people.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's weird that you came up with 3 of them, and I was in there when you mentioned fighting. That's fine. You can be wrong. That's okay.
Hey, we talked about taking compliments.
Yeah. I am also a hypocrite.
Take my compliment, you motherfucker.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Sorry. Yes, absolutely. So now that you've done the harder of the 2 questions, still I would like to know your top 5 knights.
Oh, shit. This question stresses me out so much because I feel like I know so many knights, and so one of them is going to be like, why didn't you mention me in the thing? And I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, I know so many knights and all of you are so great. I feel like I can't pick top knights because I feel like there's top like knights in each category.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
But some that immediately come to mind, of course, I have to say my own knight. I don't have to say my own knight, but I genuinely believe he's up there. And if I didn't believe he was up there, I probably wouldn't be belted to him. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a great guy. I think he's a great fighter. He's an amazing teacher. He's just great. I love him. We got my grand knight, Sir Randall, who I haven't seen in a really long time because I missed him he missed me while I was in Las Cruces. So I'm still mad about that, Ben. Where the fuck you at, bud? I'm just kidding. But I think he's real great at the stuff and the things, the politics and the apparently he does bardics and shit.
Yup.
Yep. I don't know, bro. I know so many awesome knights. Like I feel like I've been really like kind of blessed like in Amtgard to like be in this area and then to have traveled and met so many other amazing people and like amazing knights and I just feel like I can't really like narrow it down. Fighting wise though, Eric definitely for sure. Sir Xian. I haven't fought him in a while, of course. And then he moved to Cruces, so I'm probably not going to fight him for a while again.
Oh, and he is an animal. But yeah, go ahead.
He's amazing. Like he's real good. And Sir Sane, of course, I remember being up there as well. He's a really difficult fight for me personally, also, just because of how intimidating I find him. Just like my little rabbit brain kind of panics when like he closes on me. Also, his reach is fucking crazy, and mine is not. So. Crazy whack. I don't know, man.
Okay, well, that's fine. We'll go with 4, but I'm going to go ahead and say his name now since you mentioned my knight and then didn't say Sir Anatole.
Sir Anatole.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Sir Randall got a shout out, Sir Xian got a shout out, Sir Sane got a shout out, and then my knight.
Listen, he doesn't need to know about that, okay? I'm already the worst Squire.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true. Okay, last question before we get to the most difficult ones. We call them the funny ones. Tell us about your belt line. Who is your favorite belt sibling? And what's your favorite thing about your knight?
Oh, no. My belt line is great. I can't imagine myself anywhere else. It's funny because I think there's a weird kind of stigma, especially in like the older kingdoms, that knights have to approach you for a belt in order for you to take it. I asked for my belt. I brought it up to him. I was like, hey man, I've been fighting with y'all for quite a bit. I want to get better. I think your teaching style works really great for my like learning style. I would really like to take a belt from you. And it took kind of like a while for us to like figure stuff out, but eventually he was just kind of like, yeah, man. And he gave me my belt at GOTC. I remember that actually. He gave it to me on the battlefield. That was amazing.
Sweet.
Ooh, wow. Yeah. That was an amazing night. Yeah. So yeah, I love my belt line. Favorite belt sibling, bro, I can't fucking pick. I have too many. I mean, like I've known Daniel Court for a really fucking long time. He's like a brother to me. But since I see Brian more often, I feel like he's kind of I don't want to pick between. I'm not going to pick between them, but
okay. All right.
They're both great. What was the last part of that question?
Your favorite thing about your night?
Oh, definitely the way that he like teaches stuff. I know that I mentioned that like a million times, but he's just such a good teacher. Like I can't overstate like how much of a difference that makes, because someone can be a great fighter and be an ass teacher, just so bad. Because some people just, you have to have like such a fundamental understanding of that, and then being able to like explain it to another person, that takes something.
Sure.
And I've taught before. It is fucking hard, okay? Like
for sure.
Yeah.
For
so
sure.
I don't know. He's great.
Okay. All right. Here we go. We're at that point now. The toughest questions, the funny questions. We're going to start off with Lightning. What's it like being confused with Kierra with an A?
Kierra with an A. Honestly, I don't mind. I think it's fucking great. At first, it was a little bit irritating before I met her. Kierra, I love you. Please don't get mad at me. Before I met Kierra, it was a little awkward because people would see me, or they would hear my name and they'd be like, Kierra's here? And I'd be like, no, it's just me. Like, and I'm like a pleb and I've been in the game for like 2 years. And it's like, but then when I met her, I was like, dang, people thought I was Kierra? Bro, what the fuck? So I was like, okay. So after that, it kind of became more of like a compliment and more of like a funny thing. And I'd be like, hey, just so you know, you're calling me Kierra. I'm not her. She's great though. Like, just to let you know, like, I'm not Kierra. So if you do meet Kierra and you want to like be like, oh yeah, I met you at this thing, she's not gonna know who the fuck you are. Okay. Which is fine. Sure. But yeah, I just don't want people to get us mixed up in a way that's like really, really like detrimental to them, because that would be embarrassing. Sure.
Okay. Well, Lightning wants to know, how do the rest of us tell the difference between the two of you?
Okay, well, I am short. Kierra is tall.
Okay.
She has longer hair. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, we're kind of like differently looking, like, a lot. I wear bright ass green. She tends to wear like rogue colors or some shit.
Okay.
I don't know if she does that on purpose or not, but I'm just kidding. Sorry.
All right. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna move past the comparison then. Stillhead wants to know the coolest dog you've ever met.
Patrick. I'm sorry, he's like fresh on my mind.
He's right here.
Is he here? Oh, of course he is. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I'm not a dog person. They're very high energy and it kind of stresses me out, but I do enjoy visiting other people's dogs. I just do not want one near me all the time.
There you go.
Oh, go away.
Okay. All right. Stillhead would like to know, what's the best kind of dragon?
Ooh, the kinds with wings. I don't know. Whenever I made like dragonborns and stuff for like D&D, I really liked the green dragons. Those are pretty cool.
Cool. All right. Favorite fictional knight?
Brienne of Tarth.
Nice.
I love her.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a great answer. Zachary would like to know, what's the best fictional or non-fictional sword name?
I'm sorry, I really like Game of Thrones. I'm gonna have to go with Needle because it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I really like Arya. I actually have my Needle replica hanging on the wall over there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Sir Smiley would like to know, what's your favorite book of all time?
Oof. I don't read anymore, but when I did, it was the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas.
Okay.
Real good.
Sweet.
Swords and sorcery.
Nice. Do you play Magic the Gathering?
I did at one point. I don't anymore.
Okay. When you did, what kind of deck did you play?
I kind of played all of them because that's kind of how I am. I get bored easily, but I really liked the white deck.
Okay. All right. Eliza Joy would like to know, what's your favorite color?
Green.
Green?
Hell yeah.
Yep. Still had asked this question. I like keeping it on because I think it's funny. Is Kodiak more of a Jedi or a Sith?
I think it kind of depends on your mood in that day. Also, how much alcohol you've imbibed.
Wow. When's the last time you saw me even drink?
Oh shit, that's right. You don't drink, huh?
Yeah.
You've just been around drunk people. That's, I think, the distinction. When you're around drunk people, you tend to get kind of sithy.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, the last time you saw me around drunk people, I was probably drinking, but that's besides the point.
I don't think you were.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay. Okay. Who would play you in a live-action Amtgard movie?
Oh shit. People used to say that I looked like Arya, but that was when I was younger and I had like the long brown hair and stuff. And when she was younger too, so she kind of had like the baby face and stuff. Also, I just love her, so I like want to say her, but also like no.
Maisie Williams that was the first one I thought of. Yeah.
Maisie Williams is amazing. She's like my favorite. She holds a special place in my heart. So, for sure.
So, is that who you would want to play you in a live action movie?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. All right. And then when Maisie Williams comes onto screen, what is the theme song?
For me?
For your character in this movie.
Oh. I don't know if I really have one. It would probably be something kind of... Dude, I don't know. Okay. Honestly, I don't really think of myself that, like... My brain doesn't make that kind of connection.
Okay.
So that stumped me a little bit. Sorry.
Okay. Anyone who's listening to this in the future or now, if you have an answer, put it in the chat. We need songs for Kierra. Okay, you're in a different dimension now. You're in a dimension where everyone has superpowers. What's your superpowers?
Flight, for sure.
Flight.
Yeah. Well, there were a couple that came to mind. Like invisibility is pretty cool, but then you have to ask the question, like, would your clothes become invisible too? And then it would get weird. So
sure.
We're not going to touch that.
All right. Still, I would like to know your favorite conspiracy and your favorite Amtgard conspiracy.
Ben is a robot. We're not gonna. Also, I don't know if it still is this way, but on the Amtwiki, someone photoshopped all of Ben's pictures to be like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Or
no,
birds
it still
or
is.
Something.
It still is. Yes.
That's amazing. I don't know who did that, but you're a hero. I don't really like real world conspiracies though. They make me kind of mad.
Okay, fair enough. Lightning would like to know, would you rather adopt 100 duck-sized horses or a one-horse-sized duck?
I fucking love ducks, so this is a difficult question. I would say one big duck
Okay.
because I feel like that'd be easier to take care of than like a million little
Yeah.
ducks. So
Okay. And here comes the problem. Still, I would like to know, would you rather fight a duck-sized horse or a horse-sized duck?
oh no, that's the other. No, that's not. I couldn't do it. I love ducks too much. I can't. No.
Okay. Kierra, are birds real?
Birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Okay.
So
Alright.
birds are drones.
Okay.
I just said I don't like conspiracy theories, and I just spat one out. So
that's why the questions are put in the place that they are. So if someone's like, no, I don't do conspiracy theories. Oh yeah, but a bird real? No, absolutely not.
No,
Welcome
absolutely not.
Welcome to the conspiracy theory.
Hell yeah.
Still, I would like to know, will you go to Yakinku with her when she visits Pegasus Valley if you're not working?
I don't know what that is, but fuck yeah. I will go anywhere with you.
Oh.
Tell me the time and the place.
Except for hibachi.
Not that one time. That was
not that one time, homie.
Not that one time. That was bad.
Sir Nikolai would like to know, what are you drinking? Are you drinking anything?
I'm not. I'm kind of a weirdo. I'm sorry.
Have you drank anything today? What are you doing with your life? Drink something. Oh, Patrick, you gotta get down. Hey, okay.
No, but he wants love. Love him.
Yeah, no, I got the one hand petting him now and trying to do the show at the same time. That's fine. Unknown would like to know, what's your favorite brand of salt?
You know that one with like the rain lady on it?
Yeah.
That's the only correct answer.
Okay. All right, Rain Lady salt. Got it. Apple juice or orange juice?
Neither.
Neither. Okay.
They're both gross.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Sir Smiley would like to know, hot dog, is it a sandwich or a taco?
Honestly, God damn it. It's a taco because there's starch, like bready stuff on 3 sides as opposed to just 2 sides. Okay. There was like a meme a while ago about this.
So if the hot dog bun broke,
yeah, then it would be sandwich.
Okay, so it depends on that thin piece of bread holding together the 2 sides if it's a hot dog or sandwich.
Yes it does.
Sorry.
It's just, you're wrong if you disagree with me. Sorry.
Okay,
I'm doubling down on this.
Okay, that's the one. This is your podium right now.
Yeah, it is. That's the hill I'm dying.
Dog's a taco. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Ice cream or custard?
Custard has a weird texture, so I'm gonna have to say ice cream.
Okay. How much is too much to spend on breakfast?
I don't eat breakfast, so any amount of money.
A penny or higher, okay? Favorite addition to a bowl of yogurt?
Leave it alone. What? Don't do that.
Okay, so you don't put granola or fruit in your yogurt?
No, don't do that. Leave it alone.
You're the weird one. You're the one that's weird.
No, it's chunky. It's gross. I don't like it.
Okay. Waffles or pancakes?
They're the same. They're just a different shape. So,
okay.
Next question.
Okay. Is oatmeal a soup?
Oatmeal is disgusting. But it's probably a soup, yeah.
Okay. Still would like to know, after all of these food things, what is your favorite food?
Sushi.
Sushi, it's true. Just sushi. Not from that hibachi place.
I liked my sushi. I know that it took you like a million years to get yours, but mine was pretty good.
That's fair. It was nice to watch you guys eat sushi.
Oof.
Yeah. Morgan would like to know, what is the square root of a bowl of oatmeal?
Get me out of here.
Give me 3 more questions after that one.
No, you're good. I'm fine. I hate oatmeal. Oatmeal is disgusting.
Okay, so 0.
So, yeah.
Okay, because it doesn't exist. Okay,
yeah.
All right, fair enough. Can you, this is another Morgan question. The next 3 are all Morgan questions.
Oh my God.
Can you, with as much detail as possible, explain the color of the letters F smells like?
The letter F?
Yeah, the color of the letter F. What does that smell like?
Chili.
Chili. Okay. I figured. I thought so. But you confirmed it for me.
Yeah.
If you could meet anyone in history, who would it be and why? Is it Freddie Mercury?
No. I am too young for that. I'm sorry.
It's fair.
Anyone? I don't really do like the celebrity thing. Like I like certain like people that are like I see on like TV and stuff and then I follow and stuff, but I don't really like idolize them to the point of like being obsessed with them. Okay, I lied. There's like a couple of wrestlers right now that I would really like to meet. That would be cool. But
yeah.
Dude,
are we watching wrestling together?
Dude, that would be lit. I fucking love wrestling.
Oh, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Here for it. Okay, so no, you don't have anyone in history that you would like to meet?
No, not really. I don't
All
care.
right. Last question. Let me get my breath. If it takes a chicken and a half, a day and a half to lay an egg and a half, how long would it take a grasshopper with a wooden leg to kick the seed out of a dill pickle?
Orange.
Yep. Kierra, thank you so much for coming on today. If you could just bear with me through some announcements, we'll go ahead and say our goodbyes after. Dragon Spine, we have Midrain coming up on the 7th of August in Mesa, Scorpions Peak, our new park. You should go. I am running the tournaments for there. We will have a mixed and a non-men women's tournament. We're going to run the bear pits through one section and then get the numbers for both and do it that way. There is Monarch, Regent, and Champion challenges out there. Coming up in 3 days is going to be the first opportunity for a member of Dragon Spine to become a Jonin. The tuning exams are going on almost every week. I believe our queen just passed her tuning exam. Oh, my goodness. Let's see, what else is going on? We have put together the coffer team for the kingdom, and we're going to start working towards getting that process started after GOTC, which is the last weekend in July, I believe. If I'm wrong about that, let me know. War recommendations for Midrain are up. If you need a pass on the link, let the Queen, the Regent, or myself, or the GMR PM, whoever, know, and we'll send that back to the top of the Kingdom page. We should probably do that anyways, just so we can get more recommendations. Kierra, thank you so much for coming on today. You're a blast to talk to, as always. It's super fun. I can't wait to see you again. Mid-rain, question mark?
I work that day, but I don't work the weekend before that, so I'm trying to get a swippy swappy with one of my coworkers. But
if you need me to come in and talk to him about a swippy swappy, I'm here for it.
She's got somewhere to be, bud. Sorry.
Yeah, she's busy.
She's busy.
She's busy.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. And until next time, this has been Kingdom of Kodiak. I'm Kodiak.